Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Shout it out! Nothing is impossible. Come on, let's dance. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Come on, sing it. Deep down, I know that you're here with me. I know that you can do anything. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I'm not gonna live by what I see. I'm not gonna live by what I feel. Deep down, I know that you're here with me. I know that you can do anything. Through you, I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. Sing. I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. Hey. I believe, I believe in you. I can do anything. I can do all things, 'cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Nothing is impossible. I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in you. I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in you.
We believe your power is here today, Lord. So we press in to you. We believe your resurrection power is manifesting in the room. Want to declare this out? Say Saturday was silent, surely it was through. But since when has impossible ever stopped you? Well, Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty too. But since when has impossible ever stopped you? Say this is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Hope in the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones Yeah. Oh, let the dry bones rattle. Pentecostal fire, stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. And resurrection power runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. Oh, this is the sound of dry bones rattling. Hey, this is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Oh, 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 oh. We've come with expectation that we're gonna see you move, 'cause you've done it before, Lord, and you'll do it again. Hey. Say, my God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that he wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that he can't do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden what happens when God says to move. Oh, I feel him moving it now. I feel him doing it now. I feel him doing it now. Do it now, do it now. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Hey. And this is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live Oh, this is the sound of dry bones rattling. Oh, let them rattle. Let the dry bones rattle.
Hey there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Roman from Millersville, Pennsylvania asks,
How does God answer our prayers? Does he always answer us?
Roman, God always hears our prayers. That's the first thing we have to understand, that when we pray to God, when we talk with God, he always hears us. He never has his ears closed. He's never asleep. He's never not paying attention. He hears you. He listens to you always. Now, how does he answer our prayers? Well, the technical answer is yes, he always answers our prayers. But sometimes people ask that question, and what they mean is this: does God always answer our prayers the way we want him to? And the answer for that is no, he does not. God answers our prayers the best way for us and the way that brings him glory. So if we ever make the mistake of praying something that would not be best for us or something that would not glorify him, even if we don't understand that, God will not answer that with a yes. That will be a no, because he wants to give, again, what's best for us and what brings him the most glory. There are times as well that God may answer with a yes, but it may not be right away. So we may be praying for something and it's good and it would bring God glory, but it's not the right timing. So it might feel like God has not heard us or answered us, but he has. Again, he always hears us, and the answer is yes, but it's not yet. So that's the big idea. When we pray, we have to keep in mind, God is listening. He will always answer. But here's the other thing I just really want to get on your radar real quick while we have the chance. When we pray, we also need to be changing ourselves. We're drawing closer to God. So don't treat prayer just as a way for God to act. Prayer should draw us closer to His heart, and many times when we pray, we should be changed because we're understanding who God is and we want to love Him and live for Him better. So prayer actually is designed to change us more than anything else. So here's a question back for you. How might not getting something you really want actually be better for you?
Good morning, family. It's Pastor Joaquin. Today's Bible passage is out of Acts chapter 12, and our story point is God rescued Peter from prison. God answered the people's prayers for Peter, but even they were shocked. This true story is a great reminder that God can do the impossible. Peter was in chains, unable to get free. In fact, he was scheduled to be killed the next day. But did you notice what Peter was doing when the angel came to the prison? He was sleeping. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to sleep if I knew someone was going to kill me the next day. Peter sure must have had trusted in God's plan. Whether Peter lived or died, he trusted that God was in control. The other believers must have worried about Peter. They didn't want their friend to die, so they met together in a house and prayed to God. Then something amazing happened. God rescued Peter from prison. When Peter went to Mary's house where the believers were gathered, they didn't believe that Peter was at the door.
King Herod Agrippa was persecuting believers in the church. He killed James, one of Jesus' disciples. When the king saw how happy this made the Jews, he arrested Peter too. The king put Peter in prison and assigned groups of soldiers to keep guard. While Peter was in prison, other believers in the church prayed and asked God to help him.
The king planned for Peter to be killed. The night before his execution, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers. He was tied up with chains, and other soldiers stood guard at the gate of the prison. All of a sudden, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a bright light shone in Peter's prison cell. The angel struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," the angel said. The chains fell off of Peter's wrists. The angel told Peter to get dressed, so Peter put on his sandals and his cloak. Then he followed the angel. Peter wasn't sure what was happening. He thought he was seeing a vision.
The angel led Peter out of the prison, past the guards, through the gate, and onto the streets. Then the angel left. When Peter looked around, he realized the Lord had rescued him from prison and from certain death. Peter hurried to the house of Mary, the mother of John Mark. Believers had gathered there to pray. When Peter knocked at the door, a servant named Rhoda answered. She heard Peter's voice and she was so happy. She rushed back inside. "Peter is here. He is at the door," she announced.
But the others didn't believe her. "You're crazy," they said. But Peter kept knocking, and when they opened the door, they could hardly believe it. Peter motioned to them to be quiet, and he told them how the Lord had rescued him from prison. "Tell James and the other brothers about this," Peter said. Then he left. When the sun came up, the soldiers at the prison couldn't figure out what happened to Peter, and the king punished the soldiers because Peter had escaped.
God answered the people's prayers for Peter. God had a plan for Peter and the church, and he rescued Peter from his enemies. Peter knew he would face death because he believed in Jesus, but he kept going so he could share the good news of the gospel.
God answered the people's prayers for Peter. God had a plan for Peter and the church, and he rescued Peter from his enemies. Peter knew he would face death because he believed in Jesus, but he kept going so he could share the good news of the gospel. Many believers were killed because of their faith, but Peter didn't hide or give up. He kept on going so he could share the good news about Jesus. Family, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he look on you with favor and give you his sweet peace today and every day. You are loved.